Oh, hi. I didn't notice you were there. I was busy reading Fratricide, which is my new self-published book on Amazon. Well, since you're here, I may as well find a random piece of scrap paper I don't really care about to use as a bookmark. But yeah, that's no joke. I actually wrote this thing cover to cover. I've been working very hard on it for a very long time, and I'm more than happy to say that it exists and it's done. I've been writing this thing like nightly for like 4 or 5, 6 months now, and since before then I've had this idea for this story for a couple years, so I'm more than happy to say that it's finished and you can purchase it yourself. I also wrote this one too, but I don't really give a shit about it anymore. It's not really that good. But this one I genuinely do think is good, and I'm very, very happy with it. Bear in mind, I never was like given any like proper training or like a writing course or anything, and nobody really edited it, so it's just purely me start to finish, but I still think there's merit to it. Not to sell myself short, I think I did a great job, because I wanted to make sure that every single thing made sense. That's why it took me so long with all those notes and stuff, because I wanted to make sure it was exactly the best it could be, instead of rushing something out for the sake of saying I did it. I put a lot of myself into the story, and I took a lot of inspiration from things I really enjoyed. So there's a lot of inspiration from Mob Psycho 100, which is probably my favorite fictional media ever made. Not to say it's a one-to-one comparison, this is a very different thing, but there's a lot of inspiration from it in terms of like what the possibilities are. I realize that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, so why don't I just shut the fuck up and tell you what happens in the book? How does that sound? So the location of the story takes place in the fictional city I made up called Zixi, which is very, very heavily influenced by the walled city of Kowloon from Hong Kong, China in the 90s. Very cramped, very suppressed, very awful. Just not a good place to live, honestly. And maybe some people love it, I don't fucking know. But pretty much the idea is like if you're inside of your tiny, tiny apartment building and you walk outside, you're inside of like a concrete corridor into other buildings and things. And that is where our main character here, Sung Jae, was born and raised. And in the walls of Zixi, there is a lot of gang presence, a lot of gang violence, which is what Jae has to go through every single day. But since he grew up in that climate, he doesn't really want to be part of it whatsoever. Because throughout his whole life, he was just surrounded by death and gang presence in this awful, awful city. And he wants to distance himself from that as far as he can. But his brother encourages him that since he's such a strong person in his own right, he has every right to defend himself and fight. But Jae doesn't want to do that because he understands that once you open that door to violence, you can't really close it. A lot of questions of morality and the value of a life, because once you take one, you can't bring it back. But as things progress and things sort of domino effect downwards, Jae kind of has to force himself into that lifestyle despite not wanting to. And if you can tell by the cover, there's other characters there, but I'll save their story for when you actually read it. So I'll leave an Amazon link in the description below, and you can click on that and buy your own. But I really hope that if you end up buying a copy for yourself that you enjoy it, because I'm super, super proud of this, and I couldn't be more happy. And what else is cool, just a fun little tidbit, is that every chapter starts with like a little drawing, so it's a little something cool. How's that for different, huh? Look at that. Here's this one. They're not great drawings, but I mean, it kind of gives you an idea what you're looking at. That's kind of fun, right? That's neat. That's unique. I thought it was neat. I'm not sure what else I want to touch on, because I kind of gave you the grass notes of it, and I kind of want you to figure it out for yourself, because there's quite a narrative here, and I'm super happy with it. And I've said that 1,000,001 times, and I'm running out of things to say. Buy this, and if for some reason you have a copy of this, fucking throw it out. That one's out. This one's in. Bye? I guess? I don't know.
And I feel my body rise. I might fall, but I won't die. Oh, I might lose control, and I've been breaking bones until my blood runs cold, and that's just all I know. I've been taking souls, and it's my temptation. No bounds, this is mine for the taking. Stand down, I'm a god in the making.